Really appreciate you taking time out of your morning to join me here for this interview. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good as well. It's not as early for me as it is for you. I know it's 9 a.m. for you. So
Yeah.
again, really appreciate you, waking up early to do this. The reason I invited you on is because I saw some nice wins from you in the copywriting campus. Could you explain what they were about?
Yeah. So the first couple wins were just a client that I had that was my first wins inside the real world. And the other ones, the second ones, crazily enough, was a client who just walked up to me, and that was basically it. More of something around that.
Okay. And now, could you say the figures you made and in what time span?
Okay, so over the past 15 days, I'm on track right now to make around 3K in 30 days, but over the past 15 days I've made 1K just from one client and around 600 USDs, I'd say, from just another one.
Did you have any prior experience with copywriting before you joined the real world?
No, not at all. So I'm just another college kid, currently my junior year, and I was doing engineering. So copywriting was something completely different. Never done it before. But yeah, I just joined the real world and everything kind of fell into place.
How did that feel as an engineer that's more analytical, everything? How did that feel going into copywriting, which is like on the other side of uh, how would I say, like instead of using the analytical part of your brain, you're using the creative side. So yeah, how was that transition there for you?
Yeah, so I am more of a kind of a flexible person, so it wasn't really that big of a problem, but the resources inside the real world helped me a lot, from the people to the professor to everything that's offered inside. So it's kind of like a smooth transition. It was more easier doing it than kind of doing school, just from all the support that I had and everything that I had.
How different would you say the material has been from what you've seen in the real world compared to what's out there on the internet?
Um, the things that I like about the real world personally that have helped, from the professors, Andrew, who's the copywriting professor, he's always updating us. We always have something new. It's not like, I kind of like using the school ideology because that's where I come from. And school is kind of like you have this one thing set down. But Andrew, he's always updating us with new market insight, things that are happening and everything that's happening. And on top of that, we also have it's kind of like a community. It's basically a community where everyone in there is just trying to help each other. So let's say I need help with this certain thing, then someone would help me. I need this certain thing, someone will help me. It's just absolutely, I can't even really describe it into words, honestly.
How did you find out about the real world?
So that was actually through a Tate YouTube video. Once I remember, I don't really remember what exactly I was doing, but I remember I just came back from school that I was watching a Tate YouTube video for like his podcast for like an hour and a half. Then from there on in, for like the next 3 days, I just started binge watching his podcast, like 8 hours, just watching Tate back and forth, back and forth. Like everyone around me was like, "Why are you watching Tate so much?" But most of the things that he was saying were like clicking onto me, and they made sense to me. And then from there on in, it was just like it made the most sense.
How much has your day changed since you've joined the real world? What were you doing before, like in terms of average day, and how does it look like now?
Before, I just used to wake up whatever time, kind of go to school. I was still getting good grades and everything, but right now I feel like I don't really like using the word motivation. So my inner discipline is way better right now. I started going to the gym. I started keeping track of like the people I socialize with, my networking. It's more like I have an inner drive. Before I was just going to school, using the entire day carelessly. Now I even understand how to manage my time better, do things better. It's just all around helped me so much.
And a bit more in depth on what would you attribute that mindset shift to?
That would be the professor and the people inside the real world, it's just everyone has a goal. We're all trying to be free, all trying to get to a certain goal. So it's good masculine competition, if I'd put it in that frame, where we're all competing, we're all helping each other. It's like a brotherhood, but everyone's just competing. So whenever I sit, I'd be like, wow, I don't want to work right now. Then I just go into the real world, go into the wins page, or even the DM session. Then someone sends me a win. They got in 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 retainers. I'm like, wow, yeah, I don't really have a choice right now. I just got to put in the work. So it builds the motivation automatically from there on in.